Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting the like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, you bloody cheeky so-and-so, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love guys. Now today's first story comes from Confused and Disgusted and says, am I overreacting for kicking my husband and sister out over there? Secret. I, 28 female, found out last week that my husband, 31 male, of the last 4 years, and my sister-in-law, his sister, 31 female, lost their virginity to each other. Before you think we're something out of Deliverance. I should clarify. Technically, it's his stepsister. She came to visit recently and I overheard them reminiscing about it over coffee. It was early in the morning and I guess they didn't know I was up and quietly coming downstairs. I wasn't sure what to do, so I fake coughed and was a bit louder than usual as I finished my trip down the stairs. It definitely startled them, but I'm fairly sure at the time they didn't realize I had heard them. We said our good mornings and chatted while I joined them for coffee. I tried my best to push it out of my mind, but just couldn't. So later that night, I confronted them. After some stuttering and extreme awkwardness, they explained what happened. Their parents started dating when they were about 14, but they had known each other before, being in the same grade and going to the same school. Each admitted they had a small mutual crush, but had never really spent much time together as they were part of different social groups. However, after the wedding, they started living together, and a few months later, a bit shy of 2 years after their parents met, when they were about 16, they say things just happened. Apparently quite a few times over the last 2-ish years of high school, up until they graduated and ended up at different colleges. After that, they'd only see each other at breaks and holidays, with both dating several other people in the interim between then and when my husband and I started dating. Both swear they haven't been intimate since and have no desire to again. We had talked about our firsts while dating, but he just said it was someone he went to high school with, and that they were never really dating and basically friends with benefits that casually hooked up now and then. He did use his sister's middle name. I guess he wasn't quick enough to come up with a better fake name, but it's a very common name, so it didn't really seem strange. Until now anyway. I'm the only one who knows their secret other than the two of them. I want to trust my husband, and from their conversation and general demeanor around each other, I think their feelings are now purely familial. But I just couldn't process what I was hearing. I freaked out pretty bad on both of them, saying it was still perverse and that they were both freaks. I quickly packed a bag with some spare clothes and left to stay in a hotel while I collect my thoughts. Honestly, I should have kicked him and his sister out, but just had to get away from that situation ASAP. He'd been texting me non-stop saying I'm being dramatic and it really shouldn't be a huge deal. He justifies it by saying it's not like our parents got married when we were little kids and grew up together. We were young and horny and liked each other. Or that, what if there was an alternate universe where my husband and myself parents met after the two of us were dating and ended up getting married? Would then technically be step-siblings. Then so would we be perverts for having sex? I understand the point he's trying to make, but just ooh, it did not make me feel better. I'm at a loss. I don't know how I'm ever going to look at them the same now, especially her. Please help me. Am I overreacting here? Commenter says not overreacting. I'm going to ignore the weird sibling issue. It's the fact that he hid it from you and continued to see her. I think there's some lingering feelings if they have to reminisce about sleeping together. Opie says this is fair, and not that I want to come off as defending him, but not sure continued to see her counts here. She is his family. It's not like they're super close and see each other often. She lives halfway across the country from us and is very career orientated. She's a lawyer of some type, and this was maybe the 4th time we've met. A Christmas and Thanksgiving on separate years and then our wedding, but yeah, definitely seemed to be waxing nostalgic a bit. She was saying he found a good one about me, and he was teasing her by asking when she was getting married. He knows she's focused on her job, and she hopefully jokingly said something like, "I'm not sure I ever will. I guess you just ruined me for other men." And he laughed and replied, "I guess I'm just that good, huh?" Virtual Till says, "In my opinion, him saying you're overreacting is just ignoring your feelings towards the situation. You feel a certain way about the situation. You should respect that and try and listen to those feelings. Also ask yourself, how would I feel about him sitting with one of his other exes while they're reminiscing on those times? If you wouldn't like it, then what changes? Yes, they are step siblings, but you still have a right to feel the way you do, and him dismissing that is ultimately going to make it worse. Also, by lying and not using her name when you asked who he lost his virginity to makes it worse too, because he lied for a reason, which is most probably because he knew it was wrong. So if he knew that then, what's changed now?" Opie says, "Yes, all this is how I feel. Like, I for sure would have ended things if I found this out during the getting to know you part of our relationship. So I get why he lied, but it is still lying. If you're gonna shoot says, not overreacting. He's right in that they aren't siblings and weren't raised together. With that conclusion in place, she's any other non-related woman then. He can't have it both ways. Reminiscing about their past sexcapades with her in his marital home with his wife upstairs is morally corrupt. There's zero trust. Go home. Kick him out." Zastra says, "Seriously, I think the fact that they were reminiscing about it in his marital home with his wife upstairs is weirder than their friends with benefits past. I wouldn't trust them alone together, to be honest, because his actions are a red flag." Opie says, "I'm still not okay with it, but to give a bit more context, I may have been embellishing a bit using the word reminiscing." Copy/paste from another reply to a comment. She was saying he found a good one about me, and then says what we have read previously about him being just that good. Edit says, "So I realized I bungled the title a bit. As I was writing this, I was 100% planning on calling him back and telling them both to get the fuck out, as I shouldn't be the one that left, and thought it'd be more of a catchy, succinct title. Then as I was writing, I calmed down just enough to decide to get some opinions first, and didn't think to change it." Edit 2, "I got way more replies than I expected. I've read through a lot of them and got a lot to think about. I'm tired and want to try and get some sleep. I do have work tomorrow, but we'll try to reply to some more and maybe post an update after, or during breaks, or if I find free time during the day. The bitch should be flying back out tomorrow night, so at this point we'll probably wait until then to go home." So Opie did update the post and says, "I woke up to way too many replies to even begin going through, and even trying to start to reply to a fraction of them gave me anxiety, so I didn't. After work it was even worse. I did read through a lot of them, so I'm just going to put an update here to address where I'm at. I went home after getting off knowing the stepsister-in-law would have left for the airport. My husband was there alone and could hardly look me in the eye. He found this post and was beyond mortified. Allegedly his sister left not long after I did and was barely in our house or said a word to him since this all went down. We live in an area with a lot of hiking trails and similar recreational opportunities nearby, which is one of her hobbies, so he says she's been taking advantage and in general just finding somewhere else to be, only coming back to shower and sleep. I plan on trying to talk to her soon and make sure everything corroborates on that point, but overall, I believed him. We had a very long talk about how their banter that morning made me feel, as well as his subsequent handling of it during our texting sessions. I agreed with the many comments that it was borderline gaslighting and dismissive of my feelings. He didn't seem to like hearing that, but didn't argue against it and did seem to genuinely apologize, like an actual apology instead of some shit like "I'm sorry you feel that way." We decided he's going to stay with one of his cousins for a while. We live in the same city and he's the closest relative he could make arrangements with. I'm going to leave it up to him whether or not to give any details beyond we're fighting. Not sure how long this is going to last, but we're planning on going to couples therapy and at least try to work through this. He agreed she was not to step foot in our house again. I didn't want to see her outside of the occasional family event if hosted elsewhere. Thankfully, it was already a rare occurrence, so don't expect it to come up often. I know that's not what a lot of you wanted to hear, and in true Reddit fashion, there was a lot of the classic "leave his ass" comments. I do understand that viewpoint, and feel there are a lot of valid points being made, but for now, I truly feel this is what's best. Maybe if anything more interesting develops, I'll post an actual new update post in the future. Anyway, I'm going to go down a bottle of wine and treat myself to a hot soak with a bath bomb. There was a mix of comments on this one afterwards. Some people saying this marriage isn't going to survive because of the initial lying or lying by omission. Lots of people questioning why they were even talking about this downstairs, reminiscing about their sexual history down in the kitchen with the wife upstairs without them being, step siblings. Even if it was just an ex and they were reminiscing, it was wrong to do that in the first place. And some other comments saying this is in no way, shape or form incest. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from Senior Zebra 1313 and says, am I the arsehole for locking myself in the bathroom with my Switch just to get 30 minutes of peace? So I, 25 male, live with my girlfriend, 24 female, who I love seriously. She's amazing, but holy hell, she talks non-stop. I don't mean in a bad way. Like, I love hearing about her day, her work drama, her cousin's dog's digestive problems, all of it. But sometimes I just want to sit in silence and play Mario Kart without hearing. Babe, do you think raccoons have feelings? Or do you think my coworker hates me or is just bad at texting? Anyway, last Sunday I was on the verge of losing it. I had just finished a brutal week of work and I told her I needed like half an hour to reset. She said, of course, babe. And literally 7 minutes later, she popped in like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah! Asking if I want to help reorganize the pantry because it's giving anxiety. Girl, no. So I grabbed my Switch and locked myself in the bathroom. Brought a Gatorade, a snack, even lit a candle to really lean into the vibe. I was mid-race when she starts knocking like it's a hostage situation. Are you okay? Why are you hiding from me? Did I do something? I tried to explain, still playing by the way, that I just needed a little alone time. She got super offended and said I was emotionally unavailable and using the bathroom to avoid emotional labor. Now she's been giving me side eyes for like 3 days and making weird comments like, hope the bathroom's comfy, your real girlfriend. So, am I the arsehole for locking myself in there just to play games and be alone for a bit? I swear I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just needed a moment where no one asked me if we should start composting. Now, the majority of people I know, for myself, I need downtime. I need the decompression time to game, to draw, whatever it is, where sometimes I just don't want to talk. Sometimes I just lay on that sofa and look up at the ceiling and think of absolutely nothing. So in some ways, I don't blame you for, doing what you did to get a bit of peace and quiet, but you have to ask yourself, is this your future? There needs to be if you want this to continue, there needs to be a conversation somewhere along the lines where you get that decompression time you need. Otherwise, you can't hide in the bathroom for the rest of your life. You need your downtime. She needs her talking time because that's how she deals with things herself. Neither of those things is wrong, but you need something that's going to work for the both of you. But a commenter says to the OP, not the arsehole. I couldn't handle that. I would break up with this person so fast. You have every right to need to decompress. A few hours even is not too much to ask for. Me and my husband do that often. It's called mutual respect and love. Also a bit of empathy. Opie says I was starting to think I was losing my mind. Like I get that she's a talker and all, but dang, I just wanted 30 minutes without getting roped into some random deep convo about almond milk versus oat milk. Mutual respect and love, yes, that part. I'm not trying to avoid her. I just don't want to burn out being on 24/7. Appreciate the sanity check. Opie also says, what if I was in there fighting for my life after Taco Bell? I tried chilling in the bedroom, but she kept coming in like, do you want to light a candle with me? Or should we deep clean the fridge together? It'd be fun. I think that's the first time in my life I've ever seen deep clean the fridge together and it'd be fun in the same sentence. Holy shit. I love her, but sometimes I gotta disappear like a raccoon in the night. The bathroom's the only safe zone left in the apartment. Another commenter says, not the arsehole, but you need to have a grown-up conversation with this amazing person. No one should have to hide in the bathroom to get peace and quiet, unless it's from your children. Lol. Or Poppy. Holy shit, if I got a bag of crisps, I need to hide. She can hear and smell that from miles off. If I got a bag of crisps, she's patrolling the house. Anyway, the commentator continued that she is offended, says she is insecure and way too needy to be amazing. Can you imagine this for the rest of your life? Insanity! And one more comment that says, as soon as the hope the bathroom's comfy, your real girlfriend snide commentary started, I'd be done. I don't have time for that bullshit. Not the arsehole. So OP does come in with an update and says, hey y'all, just wanted to give a little update because wow, didn't expect that much support or empathy. Seriously, thank you. I legit thought I was going crazy for needing a half hour away from my girlfriend without being labeled as a heartless robot. So here's what happened since. After the whole Switchgate, things were a little frosty. She kept calling the bathroom my man cave and said, don't forget to light a candle for your me time, Chad. My name's not Chad. But good news, we actually talked it out, like really talked, not do raccoons feel sadness talked. I told her I wasn't trying to shut her out, I just need to recharge sometimes or I start short-circuiting like a Walmart robot. She actually teared up, which makes me feel like a jerk again, and said she didn't realize I felt that way and assumed I was avoiding her. We agreed on something simple. I get a little solo time each day, no guilt trips, and in return, I won't hide in the bathroom like I'm evading taxes. She even said she'd try not to start big philosophical debates while I'm mid-chew or gaming. Small wins. Also, she made a calendar reminder for silent chill time and added a raccoon emoji next to it. So I think we're good. Anyway, appreciate you all for letting me vent and making me feel less insane. Sometimes Reddit really is therapy. 3 of the top commenters say on this one, I'm so happy to read your update. Communication is the key to every relationship. Don't be too concerned if she falls back into the yakking ways. It may take a few nicely worded reminders. So long as the doors of communication are open, things should be good. Commenter says, might take some reminders. Humans are prone to fall back into habits, but you've done the adult thing and I hope it works out for you. And the final commenter says, I'm glad she's hearing your side, but what if you don't need the quiet time when she's got it scheduled? Is she going to throw it in your face if you don't do your alone time her way? Just something to be wary of. I don't always know when I'll need alone time, and if someone else is trying to tell me I couldn't have time to recharge when I need it just because it's not the time they decided I should do it, that would be even worse for me than not having quiet time at all. If someone else thought they could control my personal time. Looking back at it as well, I can see both sides of me and both these people. Like, I absolutely get OP's need for downtime, quiet time, away from everything, just doing your own thing, you know. I'm very much like that. I'm a pretty quiet person in real life. I know I talk a lot of shit on here, but I'm a pretty quiet person, like my social time as well. Also, from the girlfriend's point of view, I always come up with like lots of random shit. You may have seen it if you're on any of my social medias occasionally, just like Googling random shit like, can a gorilla beat a lion, or can a gorilla lift a car, or which anchor is the best for boats. I was watching a documentary on it. I was like, what the fuck? And Googling the prices of anchors. I mean, what am I doing? I remember once I was Googling about alligators in Florida, and I was like, because I always see it on TV and hear about, you know, there's alligators in Florida, like going across people's gardens and stuff. And I'm like, so where actually are they in Florida? And the amount of response I got to that, people were like, they're everywhere, you bloody Burke. There's people sending me emails on social media. It was crazy, but I really did enjoy it as well. But anyway, I'm going off on one as usual. What do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's have one more story. This is one that's from the No Update subreddit. It's from a throwaway account, and it says, am I the arsehole for kicking my daughter's boyfriend out of the house for eating from the birthday cake before the party started? The absolute cheeky bastard. No, not the arsehole. Kick him out. But let's read the story first. Come on, Mark, don't get carried away. I'm a mother of 2 girls, Lily, 14, and Monica, 21. Monica has a boyfriend who visits with her often. To be frank, he's not too polite, or to rephrase, he lacks social skills and always ends up doing things that can be annoying, whether intentional or not. It's been affecting Lily. And there have been instances where Monica's boyfriend ruined Lily's math project and ruined her camera by dropping it. Because of his increasingly reckless behavior, I've set some basic rules and asked him to follow, like not touching anything that belongs to Lily. Monica didn't approve and said I was treating her boyfriend like a child and asked me to treat him like it's his own home. But I made it clear that he comes over as a guest and should be behaving as such, not running around the house causing damage like kids do. A few days ago was Lily's birthday. My sister picked up the cake from the bakery store that we pre-ordered, and I kept it in the refrigerator till we get finished with preparations. We were upstairs while Monica's boyfriend was in the living room. I went downstairs and into the kitchen to get the cake. I opened the refrigerator and saw that someone cut and took a piece of the birthday cake. I was infuriated. I figured it was Monica's boyfriend. I went to ask him and he said it was him. I screamed at him and he said he was sorry but was hungry. I told him that was my daughter's birthday cake, and I asked if there was literally nothing else he could have eaten, and he said yes there was, but really just wanted a piece of that cake because he couldn't wait till the party started. I kept screaming at him that he ruined the entire party now. Lily wouldn't even want to blow out the candles when the cake looked like that. He got defensive and said that it didn't matter if he ate it before Lily blew the candles, and all those birthday party rules are lame and people should just eat the freaking cake once it arrives. Also said that it wasn't like he ate the whole thing. I lost it and told him to get out of my house. He kept calling out for Monica to come downstairs and deal with me. Monica yelled at him and thought that was it, saying what he did didn't warrant me kicking him out, but I insisted he leave immediately. She begged me to let it go, but I said not a chance. They both left after they argued with me and got my sister involved. We had to delay the celebration for 2 hours so we could get another cake. Unlike the previous one, this one wasn't customized. Monica has been angry with me for how I treated her boyfriend and kicking him out on Lily's birthday, and said that Lily wouldn't have minded, but I was disrespecting her boyfriend and looking for excuses to keep him out of the house. Also said I caused them to miss the party. She wanted me to call him and apologize, but I refused. Was I the arsehole here? Nah. That guy is just a huge red flag, and I hope your older daughter realizes that very, very soon. He's showing zero respect for your house rules, getting your daughter to come up to, in air quotes, deal with you, whilst he's breaking and messing around with a 14-year-old's possessions. He's 20 years old. At the cake. This is not someone who's making a mistake. This is someone who's just disrespecting you, your family, and your home. And it sounds like Monica's in that fog at the moment. It sounds like she can't see past her nose. But fuck that, he'd be kicked out and he wouldn't be coming back either. But which says not the arsehole. At this point, I would seriously consider banning him from the house permanently. How many times does he have to hurt your 14-year-old daughter in her own home where she and her belongings should be safe, before she starts to wonder why you aren't protecting her? Leatherhog says, anyone else creeped out that this grown man is focused on touching stuff that belongs to and upsetting a 14-year-old girl? JD British says, more creeped out by the breathtaking entitlement and arrogance and misogyny he showed telling his girlfriend, Monica, to come and deal with OP. Did he click his fingers as well? He has zero respect for OP or OP's house and OP and other daughter's possessions. I'd outright ban him. He sounds awful. Quantifiable says not the arsehole at all. This dude seems insanely entitled. I'd ban him from my house entirely and under threat of trespassing charges. And also says I'd also tell Monica that if she has a problem with it, she can move in with him. And now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? How would you deal with it if it was you? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And just a huge thank you for being here today, getting involved in the stories, your love, your support, your time. It always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.